YouTube keeps on kicking me off.
Who?
YouTube.
Why?
Because it's saying that it recognizes copywritten audio.
Oh.
Super.
Angel, can I be out here in the afternoon?
Yeah, I wish you would have been out here in the morning so I could have that space because I'm doing office hours, and so this is like not the best.
It's not?
Well, I guess it's fine.
You want to move? You can move.
No, it's okay.
I have to go outside and get a package. Angel,
Where's your package?
I don't know. I'm going outside.
Okay, right now you are on YouTube Live, so be careful. What were you gonna ask me? Why?
No, I think it's better to do it on like a Friday or Saturday.
No. Tarek, you're on YouTube Live. I don't want everybody to know that you want to postpone date night. No, you cannot touch my face. Okay, I will, but I'm on YouTube Live right now. Okay, we're back. Hopefully I won't get kicked off this time. I don't know why YouTube is giving me such a problem. I can't imagine what audio is copywritten. Your book came in?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
The Transit of Venus.
Okay, so Lorraine, can you hear me or see me? So Lorraine, I'm just sending you a voice memo because I don't know if I'll get kicked off of YouTube Live, and you aren't at the moment in my live streaming chat or whatever it's called. So this is happening actually to Miss Petrie too. So I'm not alone. I'm not crazy, and it's not just my fault. So we're trying to figure out what's wrong. I apologize. After office hours, Tarek, I'm gonna cook because I'm really hungry. To do what? You're on Google Live. Sorry, I will whenever I'm not on Google Live. Should I take my computer down and show everybody how I scoop litter? Hi, Lorraine, you're back. I'm emailing Ms. Petrie to let her know that she's not alone. She said this happened twice this morning. I promise I wasn't singing Disney tunes or reading copyrighted books. No reason for this happening unless my Let's Cuddle mug is copyrighted. Yeah, same here. I wasn't even saying much, so I can't imagine what they're finding fault with, or what they're saying I'm stealing, what intellectual property they think that I'm using without giving them credit. Lord above, that's what my mom would say. Let's see if I've gotten the messages that, yeah, it says my video has been removed. My video has been removed from YouTube. Hi, Ada Souza. As you may know, our community guidelines describe what content we allow and don't allow. On YouTube, your video Phoenix Charter Academy ES Classroom was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. We know this may be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep looking, keep reading for more details. Ridiculous. Well, guess I'll have to look into that and figure out how to appeal. Don't understand what about what I did could be considered inappropriate, but it is a new experience, so I will await. Well, I'll read that email more thoroughly to see what could have been flagged, and then I will ask them in due time what it is. Whatever. Maybe we will go to Zoom next. I think that is a logical option and something that might support our kind of communication and like classroom or office hour ambitions more. So we'll see. Hey, Lorraine, I see that you've texted our chat. Anybody else here? Just you and me still? There's supposed to be a third person according to my subscribers, but maybe that person is in and out of the YouTube streams. Maybe they're hopping, what do you call it? Like cafe or restaurant hopping or live stream, chat room hopping. You probably don't even know what a chat room is, huh? When I was your age, when I was your age in high school, we had chat rooms. They're virtual chat rooms. And I don't know if you know what AIM is, or it's AOL, America Online Instant Messenger. That was like the original. It wasn't text messaging because it was only done through computer, but it was like, just chatting or texting. Yeah, so like you would connect to somebody and you had a screen name. You didn't actually use your actual name, because back then we all thought that like you didn't want strangers to have your name, which still you don't want strangers to have your identity. but I remember my usernames, my screen names is what they were called. They weren't called usernames, but one of mine was one Gemini 86 because I was born in 1986, and I am a Gemini. That's my zodiac sign. I don't know why I said one. I guess I was one person. And then another one I had was Mitra 04. Mitra was this like name of this person in this movie that I liked, this Indian movie, and I didn't grow up really watching Indian movies, but this was like one movie that I had borrowed from the library that I really liked. And '04 was my graduation year. And it looks like I have been abandoned. My YouTube personality is not that interesting. Sorry. I need questions in order to answer them. Technical difficulties, lots of technical difficulties. Hmm. Yeah. When? In an hour? In an hour? Yeah, but alright. This is recording. I'm gonna say hi to my. Nobody's there.
I'm
Stop.
not gonna stop.
My colleagues are gonna see you bossing me around, my students too. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I accidentally got blueberries on the backsplash of the kitchen when I was cooking breakfast. Okay, it was the wall. I got some blueberry juice, I guess, on the wall, and I didn't notice. And so I had to clean it up after somebody pointed it out. I'm really sorry, Lorraine. My content is not that interesting. I just don't really have many other options. If you have questions about environmental science or about life in general that I can try to answer, I can answer them. But otherwise, I don't really know what else to say. I can show you my view, which is a blanket of snow and trees. Yeah, I will be calling you at 12:45 today so we can talk about your individual learning progress plan and individual learning plan. But other than that, I'm really interested to see and hear how you're doing and how your schoolwork is going. If you feel like you're able to complete some of the assignments and understand some of the lessons that your teachers are posting. At this point, we should have transitioned to B block, but none of my B block students are here to my knowledge. Hoping that Sean will be here at some point because I know I've been in contact with him, but I haven't gotten any messages yet. Oh wait, hang on. Is the paper of week thingy like a do now or something? LOL. Okay. Yeah. So that paper that I sent you with the questions and the article that is attached to it, that was last year for me do now, like a weekly do now sheet. Like you would little by little go through the article. So like the first day of the week, you'd read the abstract. The second day, you'd read the introduction. The third day, you would read the methods section. This isn't going to be a do now per se for you because we're not in class. And so the whole, and thank you for that question, by the way. Thank you for giving me something to work with. The whole purpose of a do now is really to get students to refocus their brains on whatever subject we're studying in that class. So, we're human beings when we're out in the halls, transitioning in between classes, we're definitely like talking to our friends or, we're not thinking necessarily, oh, I wonder what I'm going to do in environmental science, or, oh, yesterday we did this in environmental science, so maybe we're going to do this, So the do now is really to get your brain to refocus on what it is we're going to be doing in that class, and to kind of like distract you in a sense from the things that you were thinking about and talking about with your friends and people that you're encountering right before you enter the classroom. We obviously don't have our own classroom now, so me trying to get you to do a do now, or like me assigning you a do now when you're going to be doing your work at your own pace, and we're not all doing like the work simultaneously. I don't expect you to do a do now. I did give you that article with those questions to help you grow in your scientific literacy. That article is based on scientific research, and it's written up in a similar style to the way scientists publish their research and their findings. So it's written for a teenage audience, so it's not written with necessarily the level of vocabulary that scientists would write the articles that are published in scientific journals. But I want you to be like thinking about, well, how did the scientist plan his or her study? Like, what questions did they ask? What motivated them to study this particular phenomenon? And I think if I remember correctly, this was a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that I signed that article. It's about how much money, well, the title of the article is How Much Money is Buried Under Our Feet, but it really refers to like water underneath. You can also apply it to our study of minerals, like what is kind of under ground, right below us, and what are the costs, both monetarily, like what are the money costs, right? How much does it cost for us to use the equipment and to hire people to do that extraction? But also, what are the environmental costs? Well, if it's under, the village of a group of people who have lived there for hundreds of years, well, can you say, oh, but you have all this oil or you have all this gold under you? We want to dig up your village in order to get that. And whose land is it? And what are like the ethics? What makes something morally good and right, or something questionable and morally bad. um, so yeah, I want you to read that article, and I would break it up day by day if you want, or you can just do it in one go. And I will put other articles and other questions out, but depending on how the next few weeks go, I probably won't like require that you do that on a weekly basis, just because it'll be hard enough to get instruction to you in the 15 or so minute videos that I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays without like having that direct feedback and that direct communication, that I wouldn't necessarily want to make you feel stressed to complete more work. Andrina's trying to fix my live stream. Did she?
I opened my eyes and he was right by my bed.
Being creepy?
No, he was saying hi.
Yeah? Do you wake her up nicely?
I speak.
I haven't been feeding her that much.
If you give too much answer, you have to give him more water.
Do you want to boil? I know I need to do that. Do you want to boil some water so we can make the edamame soon?
Well, then what?
That.
This one?
Half that.
Half of it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I have a break in a few minutes. Yeah, for some reason it's flagging me as violating some intellectual property rules.
I'm leaving this on for you, okay? Angela?
Thank you. Hi, Di. How are you? Welcome to our YouTube channel. You are the second person to come today. Lorraine was the first, but I think I bored her with either my answer to a question or to my tales from my own high school days and describing what a chat room was. How are you doing? You can just comment into the chat and then I can see your response, even though I can't hear your voice or see your face. Were you able to log into Google Classroom and download the video that I posted yesterday describing your assignments? Ooh, we got another participant. Who's our other participant? Oh, hi, you just posted. This isn't super user friendly because if I want to see the participants, then I have to go into the live chat. But if I just look at the participants, then I can't actually see what people are saying to me. So it looks like even though there are 4 subscribers, only 2 of us are here right now. Hi. Hey, I actually had to look up on YouTube because for some reason Nobody's Live is coming up on my Google Classroom. Oh, that is weird. So perhaps what you can do, and if you want, I'm happy to write to your teachers as well. But what you could do is you could subscribe to their channels. Are their channels posted on Classroom? And if they aren't, I can send you each of those channels. And then that way you'll be able to just go to their channels and see whatever they're posting live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you just text me or write in this chat who your teachers are, I can get those channel websites to you. The YouTube channels. I'm sorry that is something you had to do. I'm surprised that mine isn't because I posted my link into Google Classroom and Lorraine's able to get it. Did you accept the invitation to my Google Classroom? If you're in Google Classroom, you should see it. So I'm assuming you have accepted the invitation. You're welcome. I can definitely write to your other teachers and see, but I can also just give you their YouTube channels because I have access to those. Actually, if you want, I can potentially do that now if you give me your teachers' names. What is that?
Where is it at the moment?
I think it's in the top shelf on the right. I'll come over there in a minute because I do have I have about 6 minutes break, sort of. Di, did you send me who your teachers are? Because I can definitely give you their channels right now if I know who your teachers are. Okay, I've got to go check on something really quick. I'll be right back, guys. I just have to put something on the stove. Oh, here. Okay, also I haven't received my work mail yet, but I'll text my teachers. Okay, so in terms of receiving your work in the mail, if you requested it last week, then it was sent out last week. In the event that you don't get it for some reason, because there are sometimes disruptions or lost mail, like I've had to deal with that a couple of times, then what you should do is you should access the documents on YouTube, sorry, not on YouTube, on Google Classroom. So I've definitely posted my student-facing documents in the stream on Google Classroom. I can talk with you later one-on-one if you want, and I can share my screen and show you where those documents are posted if you don't know or you have not found them yet. But if you don't get, today's Tuesday, like if you don't get it in the next couple of days, and that would only be last week's work because teachers didn't post this week's work until this week, then I would just adapt as best you can and use Google Classroom to at least have a reference of the Google documents. Like we sent out hard copies, or administrators mailed out hard copies of last week's work, which in my case, or the class that I teach, it was a mini QPA. And as Lorraine mentioned, an article with questions, a scientific journal article with questions. But if you don't get it in the next couple of days, I don't know when it will come in, and we're not mailing anymore because, as you probably already know, the governor has shut down all business that isn't essential. And since Friday of last week, teachers and administrators haven't been able to get into Phoenix. So if we can't get access to the copy machine, then we can't really print anything. I don't even have a printer at home. So I don't love using the computer to create or to, take notes and stuff, but I have to because I don't own a computer. I mean, I don't own a printer. I always relied on the school printer, or I would go to, there's a copy place in my neighborhood that I would go to, but I mean, they're closed, so I can't go there either. Yeah, just give me 1 second because I do need to put something on the stove, and I'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Alrighty, and I'm back. So Di, I got your text message, and I can just send you right now. Okay, so give me a second. I'll give you those YouTube channel links for your teachers. Herrera. That's one. The other two. Fabrizio. Thanks for the emojis. That is Fabrizio. And then last but not least, Mr. Hewitt. So see if you can go to these actual sites and then subscribe to them And so obviously this is quite new to me, but it seems that if you subscribe to that channel, when they go live, you would get an alert saying that they're live. So I hope you subscribe to me as well. Let's see who else is here. Nope, just us still. And the office hours, it's not a requirement that you come to office hours, but it is a good place for us to answer questions as they come up and just like kind of be on the same page, share like experiences that we're having either in life or an environmental science study that like we maybe can appreciate having company with. Like if you, I don't know, if you're not understanding the way I'm phrasing something, or if the video that I've posted is too, yay, I see you just did it. So you did that for all of your teachers? You subscribe to all 4 of us? Yeah, if I'm doing something, if I'm like presenting material in a way that's not clear, I need to hear your feedback so that way I can adjust the way I'm presenting material. Good, I'm glad to hear it, Di. Likewise, if you are, wanting to talk about like how do we continue to be a school community and like learn and be individual scholars when there's so much distracting us, we can talk about that to a degree. Yeah, so this is a space for us to just be together for between 20 minutes and technically 2 hours every Tuesday and Thursday. I gotta go check on the stove one more time. Just give me a second because I hear it boiling. Okay, I'm back. I'm glad that it worked out, Di, and I really like your emojis. Who's your primary person? Like Lorraine and I are paired, but I'm wondering who you get your messages from and who helps you come up with your individual learning plan. Oh, by the way, this whole being kicked off of YouTube because of supposed copyright infringement that happened to Miss Fabrizio too. So Miss Petrie, Miss Fabrizio, and I have had YouTube issues. And I think Miss Atherley is trying to help us sort them out. But as of right now, we haven't been kicked off in 40 minutes, so that's good. But I don't know like why YouTube is saying that we're in violation of copyright material or presenting copyright material. All right. Are any of these YouTube live streaming office hour sessions helpful? Maybe not mine as much, but your other classes? Have you gone to your math and your humanities and your If you're in social justice, have you guys gone to any of those classes? The office hours for those classes, I should say. Well, I'm just going to be here for the rest of our time. If anybody has questions, please feel free to post them. I have to admit that I'm getting a little hungry, which is probably why I'm not as energetic as I would usually be. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Tino is here. Welcome, Mr. Tino. Unfortunately, I think that my content isn't that exciting, but I asked students to bring questions, and I was actually thinking about starting to hop onto other people's YouTube live channels, but I also wanted to be here if any of my students came. So, yeah. Let's see who somebody I can go to. How are your sessions, Mr. Tino? How many people came to yours? Hang on. I'm still getting used to it. Oh, math was good this morning. Very nice. I have run. Well, I try to have a lot of the environment inside already. I actually have Miss Fabrizio's 2 of her plants. I brought them home with me. And the house is kind of a mess right now, but I will show you that I have other plants. So I've got that plant, and I've got some plants over there. And I have a really big window, so like you can see lots of trees. And actually in the summer, it's really beautiful because the trees are just totally filled in, and we can see Mount Tom, not when the trees are filled in, but in other parts of the year. But to watch like spring kind of incrementally make this landscape more and more green, I'm really looking forward to that in the next couple of months, and potentially like we're going to be stuck inside. So it'll be a nice kind of show to watch, so to say. I'm glad 2 people came. 2 people have also come to my office hours. Lorraine and Di so far, but I do expect more to come, and I'm actually I'm gonna sneak into other people's YouTube streams to see what students are in there and maybe encourage some of my own students to come visit me. You're lucky that you have a time off, I imagine, in the A to D block. I don't have that, so it's not like I can easily leave my own groups. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Scarlett's right now. Gonna hop back and forth. Thank you, you too. Oh, Cheyenne is here too. I gotta say hi to Cheyenne. Bye, Miss Totino. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you're doing well. Hope your family's well, and so is your little doggy. And I look forward to seeing your face either in person sometime or probably just via Zoom or something for a while. All right, bye. Hi, Cheyenne. Good to see you. Yes, I use this live chat, this live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays for all my classes. I just kind of keep it open unless YouTube tries to kick me off, which it did recently. Yeah, do you have any questions? How are you doing? Did you get your work on Google Classroom? Were you able to open a video? Let me know. So cool that Miss M is outside. I should do that.
So be well, be safe. Thank you for those who have checked in. But if not, I'm gonna just wrap this up and call it a wrap, I guess. I just don't know. I keep using that word and all these hand motions. So
All right, so you're good. Good to know, Cheyenne, and you're able to work on Classroom. Good. Do you have any questions? Were you able to ever get hard copies of the assignments, or did you only have access to them online?
hi all, this is Miss Williams for Humanities.
How's Brandon? Is he also on this YouTube viewing? I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Ramon, I should be ready in 5 minutes. I'm still on YouTube Live.
And our pressure goes from 1 ATM to 9.67 ATM, which is a big jump, and that's what we would expect because it goes down by quite a bit as well. So our volume went down 0.7725 to 0.0725. Okay, welcome. We were just going over a problem for a chemistry class, so you guys can play that back. Pause it as needed. We'll go over another one, but now we have new people joining us, so I want to open it up to you if you guys have any questions or anything.
So welcome. If you have any questions or comments.
Oh, skip this step.
Yes, now I'm there.
Yay. Okay, cool.
Thank you. So the two people is just me and you, or does that mean, am I counted?
So I have a question, Cheyenne, if you can hear me or anybody out there. Can you hear whenever I open another YouTube video or another like live stream? If I'm like listening to another teacher, can you hear me? No, not can you hear me. Can you hear them? Trying to figure that out. Okay. Who's here? Nobody's here. I'll just wait. Still waiting for people to come. getting hot. In about 40 minutes. Hello, Sean. How are you? Oh, wait, hang on. Let me actually switch to live chat. It shut down. Oh, yeah. So it did shut down. I don't know why. This isn't unique to just me. Ms. Fabrizio and Miss Petrie also had these issues. But what was happening is that it was telling me that, so I was being kicked off by YouTube because they were saying that I was infringing on copyright rules, that I was using audio somehow that was copywritten, which is really weird because I wasn't. It was pretty quiet actually, except for my awkward conversation because I only had 1 or 2 people in my chat. How are you doing? How's your work? Your mom told me that that you did complete your mini QPA, so that's great. I was wondering if you got your YouTube, not your YouTube, if you were able to open the video that I posted yesterday so you could work on the mineral student-facing documents that were also posted on Google Classroom that are on minerals. And please excuse my eating, I'm just really hungry. Additionally, just to put kind of a heads up in your head, I do need to have a conversation about your learning plan with you. So at some point today, if possible, I'd like to talk to you on the phone one-on-one or like via Zoom. It could be with your mom as well, or with your grandmother, but I need to just kind of check in with you to see how things are going so far in this first week. And your mom has my phone number, so if one of you want to call me, that works. Or you and I could arrange like a Google Hangout or a Zoom meeting if you'd like, okay? I just want to go through some questions with you to make sure that you feel supported and that you're on track. And how are your other classes going? Your other, like you came in B block, but it wasn't working. So how did your D block and your C block and your A block go? Also, have you talked to Jeffrey or Jeffrey? Because nobody's heard from them except for Miss Crystal. And we're just wondering how they're doing. Not nobody, I mean, your teachers haven't heard from them. I'm sure people have. I'm looking forward to looking at your or to seeing and creating your infographic in geologic time, because I remember what some of your other infographics look like. So hopefully you were able to feel creative in your completing of that assignment, and that maybe you even put some color in it, some colored pencils or markers, colored pens if you were able to. If not, that's okay, but oh, you laughed. I'm talking to myself. Tarek, how are the edamame? Kind of messy though. I'm chumming pips. You want more edamame?
Yeah. My foot fell asleep again. I don't know why. It's the way I'm sitting on the chair. Just regularly, but I wonder whether it's like cutting off circulation or something.
Go back to Google Live. Not Google Live, YouTube Live. Who's here? Hello, Bronson. How are you? I got your assignment, your mini QPA, the infographic. I didn't have a chance to grade it yet, but one of the things that I, just looking at it briefly, I'm glad to see that you're doing well. One of the things that I noticed is it didn't seem to list the different eras. So the Cenozoic, the Mesozoic, the Precambrian, and the Paleozoic. So that would be my one area of feedback at the moment. So let me see, here's the QPA, got it. So let me just look at it really quick since you're here. Yeah, so you did choose your organism, which I appreciate, the trilobite, and you definitely put it like, gave me information in terms of when it lived, and gave me like some, geologic time information. However, I just need it to be on a time scale or a time line of sorts, and it's situated like within the era or the period that you have chosen. Thanks, Mr. Johnson. Does that make sense, Bronson? I'm looking at it right now, and I'm really glad that you chose the trilobite. And like I said, you've given me some geologic information, geologic time information, and you've also, it looks like, given me an idea of what the descendant of the trilobite is, or if you want to take the perspective of the horseshoe crab, which is a living organism in the Cenozoic period, the period in which we live in right now. You have given me the ancestor of that in the form of the trilobite, but it needs to be set up in a sense like a timetable or a timeline or a time scale, similar to the examples that I've given you on the mini QPA document. So let me know if that makes sense to you. If not, you and I can like talk one-on-one at some point. I think Ms. Martinez gave you my phone number, so you're welcome to call me or text me and we can discuss that after office hours. Let me know. Let's see who else is here. Still Bronson and Mr. Johnson. How are you doing, Mr. Johnson? Kind of. Okay. Why don't you, thank you, Bronson, for responding. Can you tell me then what about it is a little, like what questions you still have? You have a lot of the information that I require for the mini QPA, so that's great. It just needs to be set upon, or you need to think about how those two organisms fit onto a time scale or a timeline. So although those are just two organisms and I only wanted you to choose one or two, if you look at the examples, there are many different organisms and they're placed on the timeline or the time scale in the periods and the eras in which they lived. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me, well, when did the trilobite live and when did the horseshoe crab live? But it's not enough that you tell me, you actually have to place it onto a visual, such as like a graph or a chart or a line, something that makes the information that you are giving to me look like an infographic in form. And remember, an infographic is something that is providing qualitative, so descriptive information, or quantitative information like numerical data, but it's in a visual presentation that kind of attracts the person who is the audience of that information. Okay, I understand. Yeah, it can be hard to explain typing to me. So do you want to connect offline in a little bit? You have my phone number. I have office hours until 11:20, so about 14 more minutes. So we can either talk very briefly then, or if you can wait until about 12:20, I can definitely talk to you then. It's just I'm really hungry, so I'm probably gonna eat right after this. But that way we can have like a live conversation. I mean, this is pretty live, but if it's hard to text, we can have, or if it's hard to chat, we can have a verbal conversation. Let me know if that works for you, Bronson. I do have Zoom, yeah. Do you want me to send you a Zoom invite for later? Okay, I'll do that. So is around 12:20 okay for you? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I can do that. Let me actually see if I can set it up right now. Do you have any other questions for me right now? Or concerns? Things you'd like to share? Actually, Bronson, will be the first time that I schedule a Zoom meeting. I've never done this, so I will see. I will figure it out, and I will send you a message, an invite rather, for 12:20. No, not right now for 12:20. Is that okay? Oh, you don't have questions right now. Got it. Okay, that's fine. How are your classes going? How were A, B, and C blocks? I wish it was like texting where you could see if somebody was writing, like, you know how they have the dots, and that would be like the thinking or the writing. I wish that YouTube Live allowed for that, but it doesn't, unfortunately. Okay, good. For A block, who's your A block teacher? Did you email that teacher, or would you like me to be an intermediary, talk to him or her about your troubles? And what was the trouble? Logging on? I'm laughing because my cat just fell down. She was trying to jump on a pillow and it fell down. Miss Couture, I don't know. She was doing a meeting on Zoom. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm glad that she's using Zoom because that might be a more effective way to hold your senior seminar or your Cat 3 class. But I can definitely check in with her and let her know. Does she already know that you are having trouble logging on? Oh, you didn't know she was doing it. Sorry, I just understood. Okay. Okay, I'm glad you let her know. Okay, so let's see if anybody else has arrived. You weren't the only one in D block, by the way. Lorraine came, Cheyenne came, Di came. Some other people came that were not in my D block, but I'm glad that at least my D block and my B block, some of the participants of those, or some of the students in those classes are able to live stream and be a little community, a learning community together on YouTube Live. I'll be right back. I just have to check the stove. Sorry. Bronson, are you still there? Okay. Have you been in touch with any of your classmates? What have you been doing to pass the time? No, sadly. Well, you could reach out to them. This is a time to connect at a distance, as we're all going through such complicated and unfamiliar times and experiences, but all kind of sharing it at the same time. Mostly video games and schoolwork. What kind of video games do you play? Emojis. All right. Fortnite, GTA, and Apex. I don't know what Apex is. It seems like Fortnite and GTA are super popular among your cohort, your age group. I have not played either of them, but I don't know what Apex is. I might have to look into it and see. So I'm aware of what kind of game that is. Are you reading for fun at all? Do you have some books to read? This is like a really good time to do some things that we haven't previously made time for, or something that you might enjoy that you didn't know. My goal is to read one book a week. Originally, it was to read one book every 3 days, but in spite of all this newfound free time that I have not been able to motivate myself to sit down and get through an entire book in 3 days. I used to be able to. I used to be able to do it in even one day sometimes. What about any instruments that you play? Cool. Yes, taking walks is really just you can't replace that with anything. Having fresh air, being in nature, seeing animals, seeing people at a distance, doing the same things as we're doing. It's been really good to have those walks. I even walked in the snow yesterday. Did you get out in the snow? I've also been watching a little bit of TV and movies, like on the computer. We don't have a TV, but we've been looking at different shows online. Yeah. Well, it's never too late to start something, and it looks like we'll be here a little while. So if it doesn't happen today, perhaps make it a goal for tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, make it a goal for the day after that. Hello, Miss Fabrizio. Look who's joined us, Bronson. Miss Fabrizio. I was on her channel earlier. I think I said hello, but I didn't stay very long because I had students of my own. And I was really impressed, I must say, by was it the calculation of ATP? In any case, I was really impressed by your chemistry problem solving. Bronson was just telling me what he's been doing in order to kind of pass the time. So some video games, schoolwork, taking walks, reading comic books. Oh yeah, calculation of pressure, volume, and temperature. I wonder if I'd be able to do that. I probably would with your teaching, but probably not on my own. Do we have a new member? It looks like we have 4 people. Oh, no, just the 3 of us still. Mr. Johnson was here earlier. A number of students from D Block were here. Yeah, I should take a walk after lunch, but I have some calls that I need to make. I actually have a call with Bronson, and then I have some calls that I need to have with some of my primary people. So until I do that, I should stay home and get my work done. You too, yeah. And then tomorrow I'm going to the grocery store for the first time in a week and a half. I have to say I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm going to do it because we are out of produce and we're out of milk, cow milk anyway, and we are out of butter and eggs. So how about you over there, Bronson? Have you had to venture out, or has your mom had to venture out at all? Or are you guys getting delivery? I ordered some cheese and some fruits and vegetables from a farm that they'll be delivering to us soon. I think next week, actually. And I've been baking bread a little. Well, Bronson, you want to meet my cat? She's right here. Say hello. Don't you want to say hi to YouTube? No? Okay, just kidding. I hope you enjoy your walk, Mr. Prezio. How's Izzy? Pippa says hi to Izzy. And to Bronson. Ah, what just happened? So weird that we got kicked off of YouTube for having copywritten audio, whatever that means. Oh, really? Why did it get canceled? Were you able to replace it, or like call them and ask them to fix it? Do they run out of certain things, certain foods? Right. Oh, so they've like canceled bringing deliveries or sending out deliveries or pickups because of coronavirus. I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do my own shopping tomorrow, assuming that we're still allowed to. And there's so much that I have on the list because I don't want to go for another week and a half, if not 2 weeks. We have a lot of frozen food that we bought for this particular scenario, but we want to save it in case we need it later. Are your brothers doing okay, Bronson? I know you have some family that live not in Springfield. They live further out. Or at least that's what I remember. Did they come home? I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay, I didn't even know that you had a sister, I don't think. I'm glad they're both doing okay. I bet you your dad and his girlfriend are happy with their who gives a crap toilet paper, because they come in such big, large increments, right? Like 52 rolls at a time, that we have kind of a lot. I mean, we went through a significant amount already, but we still had quite a few left before we bought more toilet paper. I just actually noticed it is 11:23, so I am going to let you go, both Miss Fabrizio and Bronson. And Bronson, I will be either calling you or sending a Zoom invite if I can figure that out in the next 45 to 55 minutes. And yeah, thanks for coming. I'll talk to you about your assignment specifically, and it was good to host this time together. Bye, Ms. Fabrizio. Enjoy your calls, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.